Hello and welcome to Two Girls, One Pod. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Crystal.
And anybody who's watching this on YouTube right now, as opposed to listening, is probably like, how come Melissa didn't do a really offbeat, stupid dance just now? I'm so fucking blown away by what just happened in Big Brother. We'll get to it. But I can't really function right now. My brain is just going in circles. Oh my God. I'm Crystal.
I know.
I have
I
no
can't even wait
words.
to talk about it.
I have no words. I went into the kitchen, so my husband doesn't watch it. And I went into the kitchen and I just looked at him and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to podcast because I don't know what to fucking say right now. Like, so I don't know. All the research I would normally do isn't even in my head anymore. Like, I don't know what episodes we're on. We're on like episode something, something, and something, maybe 20. Are we at 20?
21 and 22.
No, are we? 19, 20, 20? Anyway, we're in the 20s.
Yeah.
We're in the early 20s. So if you are not up to speed right now with Power of Veto, turn this off because
right now.
Although you're definitely going to find out because there's no way that spoilers are not going to be all over the internet. Like, they're definitely already everywhere. And I'm going to upload this podcast as soon as we're finished. So like,
also, spoiler alert, I just want to say that if my husband is listening, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but our husbands don't listen to us.
Ever. Even on a podcast.
On our regular podcast in our house. It's just, they just don't listen. Which is probably for the better because we do talk about some personal things. I'm like, they definitely don't listen because my husband would have had 100% something to say to me by now about it.
For sure.
I'm like, tell me that your husband doesn't listen to your podcast without telling me your husband doesn't listen to your podcast.
Like, he hasn't gotten mad at me yet.
He hasn't asked me about Enya yet. Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so let's try to get past the fucking shit show that is going on in the Big Brother house right now, Big Brother Canada house.
And we'll focus on eviction night first.
Okay, so our girl Tina's gone, Newfie out of the house. And you know what? I was sad to see her go as a fellow Newfoundlander because I definitely love seeing Newfies on the show.
But from a game standpoint,
she wasn't playing. She was doing a really good job at coasting.
Oh yeah, but the only thing that I found was a little bit lacking, and I remember saying it to Jason during the episode, was kind of like when Kiefer went in to pitch that he should stay, I found it weak.
See, what I thought was going to kill him was that he hugged Jed. So Jed was, I can't even believe that we're going, I'm like, this was last year. What the fuck? So like when Jed was crying, because everybody was all upset, I'm stabbing Kiefer in the back, I'm so sad, blah, blah, blah. So when Jed was crying about it, Kiefer hugged him and was like, it's okay. I was going to win. You did the right thing by putting me on the block. And I'm like, what are you saying right now? Like that's what I was upset about, or that's what I thought like was going to kind of shoot himself saying that. Obviously not, because then he turned around the next day and was like, I'm good for your game. I thought he was very convincing because
I didn't see,
but it might have been like a weak argument, but at the same time he didn't need to play them hard.
But that is the thing. Like if it was anybody else, I think
would have had to do the hard
it
play.
Would have been it was a weak argument had it been anybody else. But I just find that, I guess part of it is that I think that Jed thinks he's a better player than he actually is.
Oh,
right.
Well, clearly, and we're gonna see that.
But we've said all along that like he can't read people.
Yeah. No, Ty can't read people. Well, no, Jed. Yeah, we said both. I'm loving Ty. I'm loving Ty. Okay, so it's gonna be hard to stay focused today.
I know.
Okay, when Kiefer went in to convince the boys and Beth, I don't remember who was there. I didn't, like, full disclosure for everybody listening, I didn't take notes. I watched eviction night in my bathtub, super relaxed, no pen and paper. I was just like in my happy place. I was like, I finally have a tub. I'm in it right now, watching Big Brother. I'll rewatch this later and take notes. And I didn't, because you know what? I don't care. I do care,
His
but like,
life.
I just didn't find it necessary to go back because we pretty well remember what we need to talk about. So he pitched to
I don't
them
know about
about,
you. I just can't. I don't have time for
I want to
rewatching.
talk about tonight. I want to talk
Yeah.
about tonight's episode.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so he pitched to Jed and Ty to stay. But I think that the thing was Jed showed his cards when he started fucking falling about
Yeah.
putting him up on the block. Like, obviously, here's what I think. I think Jed wanted to make a baller move. He wanted to have a big move made so that he could put that on his resume when he got down to the final two to win. I think he understands that if he was sitting next to Beth in the final two, that he would lose. And he's like, okay, I got to start pulling some big moves here now so that like I can still be final two with her and I can win. And so that was Kiefer. But then Kiefer pulled the baller moves. He's the puppet master of the house. He is 100%. I take back all the shit I talked about him. I talked so much Kiefer shit. I talked so much Kiefer shit.
But I told you, didn't I?
You were on the fence too. I will go back and
I
listen to all
always
episodes and
liked
replay
him.
it. Yeah, I know.
There
You
was a
loved his
couple of
mullet.
times where I still do.
You know what it was about him that bugged me? I find that like when he doesn't get his own way, he would act like what an 8-year-old would act like. And I think that's probably what was bugging me the most about him was like there was a level of immaturity there that I was just like whininess. I don't know what the word is for it, but that's kind of like what I was directing it towards.
He's a bit of a sook.
Yeah, he's a sookie baby. He's a sookie baby. That's exactly it. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, but I mean, obviously he fucking knows what he's at because he managed to puppet those guys and then they decided to keep him. Beth was pissed that she wasn't in the decision.
So pissed.
We have seen her fucking unravel this week. Hey. Oh, it's been nice because I was proud of her for her moves that she was making, but I think we were right the first time. So we said that we didn't really, enjoy her gameplay. Then she started making these power moves and it was like, oh, Beth is a boss. Good for you. You're planting seed. You're doing this. But it's like I said, like maybe had Vic or who was it? I don't remember who it was, but when Vic went home, it was because there was it was Roe took himself off the block. So do you remember we were like, well, if Roe didn't have to take himself off the block, would she have really still sent Vic home?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I feel like, we're seeing a little bit of Beth's emotions coming out now.
Yeah,
a lot of her emotions coming out now. And we're seeing the player that she really is. And she's not as calm and composed and collected as what we originally were thinking. Like she's a very emotional player.
I think that they're also at a point in the game where like tensions are running higher because of the fact that they're so much closer. Like, you know what I mean? So there's just shit going down everywhere.
Yeah, so it gets down to the vote and our poor girl Tina unanimously gets sent home because Kiefer just Tina didn't really campaign either. She was like, think about keeping me, but at the same time, she didn't really seem to push very hard for it. Because Tina was nice to a fault. She didn't want to campaign against Kiefer. She wanted to stay in the house. She thought that it was a done deal that Kiefer was going to be sent home. But you could see when they announced that Kiefer was going to stay, she knew she was going home, right? So
she did, yeah.
Our little cup of Tina is gone, unfortunately. But now we're seeing a lot of fucking drama happen. So
yeah,
turn off the volume on my phone. I posted some stuff on our Instagram and it's kind of blowing up my phone. I forgot to mute it. So sorry, listeners. Yeah, so that's done.
That's okay. I didn't hear
it. Yeah. Okay. So it wasn't too bad.
No.
But in beautiful poetic justice, after Tina goes home, our girl Tara wins HOH, and I thought that was lovely.
Out. And as soon as she won it, I just looked at Jason and I was just like, you know what's happening here. I was like, she's gunning for Jed for sure.
I was so thrilled with her decision of who she put. Like I was thrilled that she won for one. And then when it was going back and forth, I've never been so annoyed with Beth in my life. So that was the end of Thursday. So we can move past the eviction episode now because that's gone. It feels like fucking years ago.
Monday.
Let's just get back into Monday here. So I've got my notes on this because I was watching that one on the treadmill.
Mhm.
I'm all about efficiency. Like, get a bath, get your exercise in. Like, let's
Well,
get
yeah.
this done.
So Monday,
Um,
when she wins, I was annoyed with Beth because it was kind of like all of a sudden she was just like, oh, well, I better get on her right now. Like, we're best friends. And it's just like, maybe you need to like settle the
she
fuck down for a
was
second.
she was playing way too hard,
Way too hard.
panicking. She went
Yeah.
into full panic mode. So Tara wins HOH. Beth goes into full fucking panic mode.
She was
Um,
aggressive.
very aggressive, but like she was stupid aggressive. She
Yeah.
had clouded her own judgment. Like she was completely
Mhm.
blinded by the fact that she was going to go up or that she could have gone up. She didn't actually think she was going up. She was blinded at Jed possibly going home. And that
Exactly.
just took over. And then she was playing way too hard. She did not know what she was doing. I do have notes on this. My first note is, can we please talk about Tara's Grease Lightning outfit? Because it was beautiful. So I had to go back to that because I've reminded, this is why I take notes. See, now I
Yeah.
remember. During that HOH, it was like the leather pants and the black top. And I was like,
Yeah.
damn. Like,
Right?
I was super jealous. I want that outfit myself. It looked fantastic on her.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, 100%, she is like wearing pretty much everything that she's wearing is like Zaya.
Oh yeah. Is it
The active wear.
the
Yeah.
direct sales active stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Fuck, man. She looked great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I love that she's HOH. I think it'll really shake up the house. Jed and Beth are good players, but it's nice to see them sweat. Ty. I'm so proud of him. It only took a million years, but the fact that he woke up to what is going on, like he saw it last week with Kiefer. Like we saw the genuine shock on his face when they were like, let's get rid of Kiefer. He was like, what? That was his first eye opener. Like, okay, so my alliance is willing to turn on each other. So and it also shows too that he really was genuine with Kiefer. Like he knew he had a final three with this isosceles fucking whatever triangle. But at the same time, he clearly believed in his final four with Kiefer when everybody else thought that they were expendable.
Yeah.
Right.
But
so
I think at that point when Kiefer went up, he was basically like, okay, so you know, whoever the stragglers are going, and it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like,
Right.
and who's next after Kiefer? Who's left? Right.
It's only me.
So he finally woke up. Yeah, I thought it was Jed and Beth talking about Tara not putting them up. Like
planning her HOH for her. Like I couldn't get over it. I was just like, okay, I understand talking about gameplay and stuff, but like where did they think they were getting with it?
Like I could see them being like, oh well, you know, what is the scenario in which we don't get up? 100%. I get that. But like
talking as if they could convince her to do something that they wanted. Like they were like super great at gameplay or whatever. Now don't get me wrong, like we saw Beth kind of like
they can be very convincing.
Yeah, but Beth only convinces Jed.
Like, you know what? I did make a note at first that like she would be a good. Here's the thing. She didn't come off too aggressive at the hop. Like I did make a note that she was being like a boss. I was like, you know what? I would probably believe Beth because she had the opportunity there to really make it like her and Tara. She shot herself in the foot when she kept going around saying, oh, put up Brayden. She should have just been like, listen, I know Jed's going up. Put Ty up next to him. Me and you fucking fight this game out. Like, let's be the girls. Let's have a secret alliance, like whatever. That would have been smart. But she got just overconfident and thought that she could control Tara's HOH. And she just didn't have that rapport with her.
No, not exactly. And that was it. They had no relationship really before that. My favorite though was, how is it that these three people and this alliance, this isosceles triangle, manages to consistently be talking in the kitchen while whoever they're talking about is in the next fucking room listening to what they're saying. Every time. They do it all the
Any,
time.
anybody who can't see me, I'm knocking on fucking wood because they're just stupid. Like,
It just
you
blows
have to
my
be
mind.
stupid to continue to do that. Like, no, okay. I instantly want to
Like, you
take that
didn't learn
back.
the first
I
time.
immediately want to take that back because I have been in a situation, and we have talked about this on our regular Friday episodes, where I was at a table talking about a waitress who was standing next to me.
Right there.
So yeah, they're not stupid.
No, but see, that's different.
No, I
That's
know, I know. That
different.
was like a
And I
momentary
say
lapse.
that was one moment. That was an
Mhm.
isolated incident. I bet you any money that
Oh,
every time that you go to a restaurant now,
I'm
before
gonna
you
talk
start
trash
talking
about
about
how
the
they're charging me
waitress,
25 cents for sour cream and that I didn't
you
get.
look around for the waitress.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
I'm
know what
like,
I mean?
I'm gonna check for this waitress.
You don't make that same mistake again.
I don't. I don't.
Though I hope I'm there if it happens.
Yeah, I thought it was, yeah, it was a fucking good time. I did think that it was funny that Kiefer doesn't realize that they have a three. They were like Braden was asking them, like, oh, well, what's their name? Like the three of them, I wonder what their name is. And Kiefer's like, no, it's four of
He's
us.
like, no, they
We're the
don't. They
Sunsetters.
don't have
We're
that.
the best alliance ever because we send people off into the sunset and all this stuff. And they're like, you don't think they have a three? Like they literally
No.
tried to fucking vote you out last week. No,
Right?
no three.
No.
Definitely not a three.
Not
It's just us.
Yeah.
I just thought
Like
that
how
was funny. I'm like, come on,
that was a bit
delusion.
of a bit oblivious on that side of things.
Like 100%.
Mm.
Beth thinks that Tara believes everything that she's saying, not
I
realizing that
know, it's
Tara
so
overheard
weird.
everything in the kitchen. So Beth
Yeah.
is sat down saying, Tara, like, we're your chance. You have to keep us. You're this, you're that. And like a few hours before, she's like, she's a fucking floater. She doesn't deserve to be here. She floated her way here. If I go home on that floater's HOH, like, girl, if you're going to say that shit, say it in private or like
Yeah.
whisper. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like she heard all of that and now you're sat down to her face trying to convince her that you're on her side. She's not going to believe your lies.
She had no idea that Tara had heard any of this. So, and the funny thing is what made my day out of that whole thing was that Tara sat there and she was completely calm, collected, and she, like, her face was like, yeah, no, you're right. Like, she totally played the part and never once let on that she heard the bullshit that they were spewing.
Yeah.
Like,
this is the Tara that I've been wanting to see. This is the
me
Tara I've been
too.
waiting to break out because I knew she had it in her. And I
Yeah.
do like the fact that she sat in the background. You know, it's not
Yeah.
necessarily that she floated. She sat in the background and she fucking did what she
Watching.
needed to do to get all the
Yeah.
information until we got to this point. Right now, really, Kiefer's still the mastermind in the house. If Tara is up against Jed, she loses. If she's up against Beth, I also think she maybe loses. It depends on the jury, actually,
It depends.
at this
Yeah.
point, because I
Yeah.
think she's done some good jury management.
Mhm.
If she is up against Ty, I think she's got a shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think
But not
I
against Kiefer.
honestly think like no, Kiefer next to anybody wins. Kiefer
think
in
so.
final two at this point, I think wins.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, people would have to start pulling out like consistent wins from now until the end to beat Kiefer on a one-on-one.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, Braden, I don't know about Braden. I can't say that he loses if he makes it to final two because he survives week after week on the block. I think he would have a chance of winning against Ty or Tara.
Mhm.
And if he had the right speech.
Yeah,
Like,
he'd have to be pretty fucking convincing.
you know what I mean? He would have to talk about the weeks that he was up for noms and stayed on the block. He would have to talk about like Kiefer wrote half of Braden's speech for him because he said like,
Yeah.
man, Braden, I think he was trying to convince Ty about Braden or something. And he's like, man, he's like, how is he a weak player? He fucking, why? Because he consistently saw his allies go home week after week. He had to adapt and adjust quickly with other people in the house. He had to not blow up and lose his shit. And he had to like latch on to other people. And I'm like, yeah, that's good fucking gameplay. So if Braden can realize
That
that
is.
himself and gets to the final two with Tara or with Ty, I think that he could, it'd be 50-50
Mm-hmm.
with those three. But
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, okay. Let me see. What else am I here? Beth thinks Tara, I already just read all that. I cried when Tara saw her family, of course, because that's what I do.
Nope.
Shed a little tear. I was like so proud of her. And I did make a point that I really want Tara and Ty to make a final two deal. I would just love that so much.
Let's put it this way. When he kind of like Kiefer kind of brought it to him and they were talking about stuff, and then he realized that like, okay, I'm just as expendable to these two as Kiefer was last week, and Kiefer probably still is. And he sat there, and all of a sudden, like I was, when he was going through his little chess analogy, I was just like, man, he is so much smarter than they show us, because we've been saying
I
that the
told
whole time.
you.
Like they play
I
up like the
told
dummy thing,
you.
right? But he is. No, I think he is very smart.
Ty is still like not on a favorite, like not on a game level, but he's still my favorite person in the house.
Oh,
Like
I
I think
enjoy
I
him.
said that,
Yeah.
like, was it the first or second episode? I was like, I think that I really like Ty. Like I think he's
Yeah.
my favorite. I think if I was in the house, he is who I would be like, who I would gravitate towards.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I just
I
feel
think
like
so
I
too.
feel like he's very genuine and I really like
Mhm.
his personality. But I'm also like, wake up, which he
Mhm.
has. And
Yes.
I like that he's awake now and he's not buying their bullshit anymore.
Yes. I
Because
know.
he's
I love
when
it.
Kiefer was convincing him that, like,
Mhm.
hey, you're expendable. Look at Jen and Beth, they only have each other. I also was thinking, okay, well, Ty will probably still be convinced to go back to them because he
I
is like,
wondered.
they both control him a lot.
Yeah.
But he's holding his ground. Like he's doing really well.
Yeah.
Oh, Beth fought hard when she got up on the fucking block. When Tara put her up on the block and she was like, what did I write down? I wish you you weren't burning bridges, she said to Tara. And
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, you gotta stop. Like
I said, man, when she went to talk to her afterwards, like on the second occasion, and then she learned that she was going up, like she was aggressive. Like
it did
aggressive.
not, she couldn't control her emotions in that
No.
situation. And that's when she needed to. She just
Mhm.
heart on her sleeve, was pissed off, and that's what we saw. Like
Yeah.
there was no, I'm super proud of Tara because I was fucking mad at her last week when she was fucking running her mouth.
Right.
But yeah, Beth, I just said she's arguing with Tara. She's showing her cards. She's going to get her ass evicted.
Mhm.
Just fucking Beth. I made a lot of notes about how I really want Beth to go home this week because I just thought that this was a good opportunity. Yes, it's a good opportunity to get Jed out. Here's what I was thinking on Monday. But I also figured that now would be the prime time to get Beth out because Beth has control of Jed.
Right.
However, seeing the amount of wins that Jed pulls off, Beth can't pull off the same wins as Jed does. Jed is the most powerful competitor, like competition wise, in the house right now. And it would be stupid to keep him at this point. Because who has more wins than him?
Kiefer.
More comps though?
Yeah. He's after winning
he
HOH more times. He win veto once, I think, too. If he doesn't have more, they got to be tied.
I don't think so.
I'd have to go back through.
I don't think so. I think Kiefer might have like 2 or 3, but like Jed has come closer as well, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like Kiefer does have a couple of wins. Yeah, like he won an HOH.
I think he's got like
2
3 HOHs.
No, he's got 2. He won the double eviction.
Yep.
And the like one way before that, but I think that's it. And he might have won a veto. I think he's only like a 3 comps.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but he's a solid player, but like I find Jed comes close every time too. And like when the pressure is on is when Jed pulls it out, whereas Kiefer could hit or miss.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Yeah, so I feel like he's the most dangerous competition wise to get out. Kiefer's the most dangerous period to get out
altogether.
Yeah. Love that Jed and Beth were on the block together. I love that it's a full fucking house against a showman. Get the showman the fuck out of here. Take it out. Go away.
I was sitting there and I was like, we're just watching it with Jason and we were discussing the whole thing and it was just kind of like, okay, so I was like, the smartest thing that she could do is put the two of them up together. It was like, do not put the two boys up there
Mhm.
because that would be stupid.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean? Like you could see at that point that they had the potential to work on Tashawn.
Mhm.
Right? Whereas if Beth had been sitting there or hadn't been sitting there and Tashawn was up on the block, you can't work Beth,
No.
right? So you need to work with who's pliable at this point, and
Yeah.
Tashawn is pliable. Like you can
100%
definitely
because
mold him.
he's the one that they're throwing away, right? So he's
Exactly.
already hurt about it. I love, oh my God. Okay. I'm like, I've got more things to say about tonight's episode. So we're almost to
Okay.
the end of Mondays.
Okay.
It's really, I honestly, my notes for Monday are just complaining about Beth. Like,
Yeah.
I did love Tara's speech when she put two of them up. I thought it was classy and straight to the point.
Yeah.
And I love that there's a full swing in the house. I said, cry me a river. These are my notes.
Right.
So I make notes with the words that I'm thinking. Like I don't make notes like to say on the podcast. I make notes. I like write down it's like a reaction video, but it's just in word form. Right.
Yeah.
So Beth, Tara, you just blew your only relationship in the house. And I said, girl, you need to wake up and look around. It's the house against the showmance at this point. So it's just all of my notes were just about how blind Beth is. Like she's super blind.
Well, I think it's kind of like just one of those situations where they think that they're doing such a good job that they can't see past themselves at this point.
They're
right?
so ego driven.
Yeah.
They're so ego driven. And then that brings us to
that is tripping them up.
Episode. Yeah. So tonight's episode was veto. We have a lot to talk about. So fucking happy.
I don't know what happened in the first half.
Okay, yes. So I was in the first half. You missed the first half, and then you didn't have it on record, so you couldn't start over. Fucking Crystal, guys. Crystal is the new best to me. Anybody listening? Crystal is the best to me tonight. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear that weak ass excuse. No, I'm just kidding. She was late watching the show, and then when she went to watch it, she realized that she had not recorded tonight's episode, but she got to her TV in time for the second half. So I'm going to fill us in on the first half. Nothing, you really didn't miss anything. Like you really never. My notes were just, again, about Ty. Beth is overconfident. Jesus Christ, do I just write the same thing over and over again? Love Ty Tara combination. Yes. My whole week has been the same note. My whole week is the same note on fucking repeat.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved, okay. Did you see the part where Beth was trying to talk to Ty and it was super awkward? And he's just like kind of nodding and smiling.
No. Oh.
Okay. I think you did. I don't think it was in
that like the other day.
No. This was tonight's episode. So
I think
she
it was
was
Monday's
talking
episode
to him
where she was in the room. Oh, okay. I don't know.
No, this is tonight. I don't know why I'm showing you this because the date is not on it. Oh. But yes, no, I made it while we were watching.
And also I can't read it, so I can't see it.
And I didn't even keep the page still. I just like blurred it to you. Yeah, okay. So no, Ty, he was the beginning of this episode, I guess, was just a lot of him waking up. So he was talking about how like fucking stupid they are and how he doesn't he's gotten this far. Why are you laughing at me? Because I'm just like so excited. Anyway, he talked about how he's gotten this far and it's like time to cut ties and how like he's done with them. And he sat down and Beth was like talking to him and it was super awkward and uncomfortable. And he was mostly nodding and smiling. And then she left the room and like walked away and she was trying to like joke with him. And he's like, nah, I'm done with you. Like it just made me so happy. You could see his annoyance on his face. Yeah.
Because he's finally getting it.
Yeah. I made a note too that he's like a hurt puppy and he just breaks my heart because he's like, my friends don't like me anymore, or like I've been lied to. You know what I mean? Yeah. So all my notes are the same because I'm just reading them now. Beth turned into a baby when she went on the block. Veto comp. Because all the first half that you missed was just Ty waking up and me complaining about Beth. What do you think about the veto competition?
It was a good one, honestly. Like, so just watching it, I was kind of like, okay, I think I would find this just as hard. But
Mhm.
then on the other side of things, I was just kind of like, why do these people not know where any of these things are? Like,
Me
like
and you are so opposite. We would, if me and you, like if we went into the house, we would dominate because we would win opposite competitions. Because I was like, okay, I could
yeah, like
do the first half, I could do the map part,
yeah.
but then when it got to putting the fucking puzzle together and naming the cities, I was like, no, that's not fair. That's not fair. Like, I don't know them. No.
You live in this country, and it's
Yeah.
like
I
I
live
was watching
in
it,
a
and it was like,
province in
and
the
then
country.
Kiefer's like, yeah, well, like I'm good on this side of the country, but once you get over here to the other side, he was just like, I don't know where anything is, and I'm just like, maybe you should educate yourself, motherfucker.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I
fuck.
was like, I'm with you, Keith. You get the fucking west, I'll get the east. Like, but listen, I couldn't point out Gander on a fucking map, let alone other parts of the country. I don't know the parts of Newfoundland. I can't sit down and look at a map of
I
the rest of
guess,
the country. Like, what
but
am I
I'm
looking
kind of
at it for?
like they're big places, like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like they asked you like to pinpoint where, I don't know, Iqaluit is, you know what I'm saying? Like that
Doesn't
would be
matter.
hard. I wouldn't be able to do that. But like you're not going to sit there and be like, hey, where's Banff? And I'd be like, over here.
Yeah,
Because I
no,
know where it
I'd be
is, you
like,
know what I'm saying? Like
I might be able to tell you the provinces.
somewhere.
I might be able to tell you the provinces. Like, I could probably be like, this is, fucking, like, what are the provinces? This is
Now,
Nova Scotia. This is Alberta. This is PEI. I know you're looking at me because
now
guaranteed where I'm moving my
don't get
arms
me
are nowhere
wrong.
near it.
I'm not super great at it. I'm not super great at geography. Like if it was somewhere else, I'm like decent when it comes to Canada. But like if we were talking the United States, I wouldn't be able to tell you where anything is. But
Right.
you know, we live in Canada, so that's why I give a shit.
Yeah. That's just not my forte, we shall say. Not my
It's
forte.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah, more notes about how I'm ready to see Beth go home. Okay, let's get into Jed winning the
Well,
veto.
and then yeah, because
Okay, so I don't know if anybody realized that there was a bit of a pause there, but we were having some connection issues. So
technical difficulties.
we froze the podcast and started up again. And I believe
Hmm.
we were right around the point of the veto competition where Jed wins. So let's talk
Yes,
about that.
I really thought Ty was going to pull it out.
And they set up the TV, like the production, to make you think that he was going to win it too. Like it's good TV. It's good TV, but I was really
It
hoping
is.
that he won too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me sad that Jed won because then I'm thinking, okay, fucking Ty's going on the block now. And I didn't want Ty on the block, but I also wanted Beth to go home. So it was kind of like, I was annoyed.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is that like if say Ty had to go up next to her,
Mm-hmm.
Jed's not going to vote her out,
No,
right? So
exactly.
Ty would have been the expendable one.
Yeah, 100%. So Kiefer comes up with this idea, and I made a bunch of notes. So here's where anybody who doesn't want a spoiler, you can just turn it off because fuck this episode. Whoa. Like you know what? I would suggest, if you have not seen Veto, to turn this off now and come back because I feel like you want to see it. You need to see that. Like that
You
whole
do.
episode,
You should.
I was sweating. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
So Kiefer comes up with this idea that, hey, what if we can convince Jed? It sounds so fucking stupid. What if we can convince
It
Jed
does.
to use the veto on Beth, and then we vote out Jed? And he starts talking about this fucking idea. Go ahead.
So here's the thing. I have in previous seasons, whether it was this one or whether it was the American one, often wondered if this was something that you could do this, right? Because I've never seen it done before.
It happened once in the US
But
season.
I always did it. That must have been before I started watching it,
Yeah, it was
because
years
I was
ago.
sitting down thinking to myself, like, how is this even a possibility for them to do? Because wouldn't he technically still be safe as the veto winner? So I was confused, you know what I mean? Like, it just seemed like it went against the veto rules. Like, the person who wins the veto is safe, and then the person
Well,
that they take off the block is also safe.
because it's not that the veto winner is safe, it's that the veto winner is safe from being nominated. So like winning veto doesn't
Well,
mean you
yes,
don't
and
go
this is the
home,
thing.
but because he was already nominated.
It just means you can't. Exactly. So
Yeah.
that was the caveat that I didn't realize was there,
Mhm.
right? So I kind of wondered that if that was something that you could do, and then I was just like, no, like that can't be a thing, right?
Yeah, so it happened. I don't remember
But
who.
it
I'm so
is.
gonna go look it up. I'm gonna look it up for next week. You know I'm gonna look it up. But yeah, it was one of the people on
Yeah.
the American version. I don't remember. It was probably like fucking season 7 or something. Like it was a long time ago. But I do remember it was a showman as well, but it wasn't a plan. It wasn't like a big plan. It was like
Mm.
a big shocker where the guy like sacrificed himself for this girl. I believe. I'm trying to remember now. I was probably also like fucking teenager.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah. But yeah, so
Right.
Keith comes up with this idea and I'm like, that's stupid. Nobody's gonna do that. Who would risk their safety in 100 grand? Like you have
Yeah.
your own fucking safety in
Yeah.
your hands. And I get where his mind was coming from, but what it was is Kiefer, the puppet fucking master that he is, he's like, let's play to Jed's ego. Let's make Jed think that it is
Yep.
possible that if he fucking saves Beth, then he's, the greatest of all time. He's the goat of the house. Like he's fucking the man.
Mm-hmm.
He'll save Beth. He's so fucking
Yep.
good. He won't even go home and he'll be a Big Brother legend. And then all 4 of them are still left in the house
Mm-hmm.
against Tara. So like I made
Yep.
all these notes about how fucking stupid it was because I still think I'm like, there's no way. There's no way he's gonna roll for this. And Beth, the fact that Beth also thinks it's a good idea just shows that like it's not even that they're delusional because we're not in the house, so we're not seeing it. We know because we know the plan, but in
Yep.
their mind, Ty and Kiefer are still on their side.
Exactly.
Right. So that's where
They played it so well.
oh, like I can't
But then I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what I found hilarious is like, even as they're pitching it, so even as Tara is pitching it to Jed, even when they're in the pantry together and she's pitching it to him, and he's like, so Braden's the one who's going to go up if I take her down, right? And she's just like, I swear on my kids that Braden is going to go up.
yeah, exactly.
And
She
I'm
didn't
like,
promise you're
I'm
gonna
just
stay
kind of
safe.
like, no,
Mhm.
exactly. And that was the thing. What I found so funny is that like he thinks that he's such a great game player, but he couldn't even read into what she was saying. She told you what you wanted to hear,
Yeah.
which is exactly what she said was going to happen. She promised you that she would put him up. She never once said he's going home.
No, I cannot get over like
Right?
how good, first of all, Ty was a phenomenal actor because super believable. I can't get over
Oh my
how
God, yes.
calm everybody stayed during that ceremony. Like I was shitting. I was
Yep.
sat down watching it, losing my mind, could not believe what was happening. And they're all sat there and
Hmm.
so spoiler alert, he used the veto on Beth. He's sat on the block
I
and he's
know.
like, I'm going to use this on you. I'm not going to save myself. I've got this fucking golden opportunity to come down and last another week in this house and get closer to $100,000 and like the Big Brother winner and use it on Beth. What?
I still can't get over it.
Oh
He is going
gosh.
to legitimately kick himself in the ass for the rest of his life.
And he's so hyped up.
He is going to go down as a Big Brother legend
But
because he's
not
the
for the right
dumbest fucking
reason.
player in
Yeah,
history.
yeah. That's gonna be the stupidest. That's the stupidest. It's got to be the stupidest move it ever of all the Big Brothers
Oh,
in all the
definitely.
lands. That's the stupidest move.
Yep.
So anyway, I'm still shitting. All I wrote was just like, oh
100%.
my God. And then I said, you cocky bastard. Fuck, I hope this blows up in his face because how can it not? Like, I'll tell you,
It got to.
if here's what could happen. So he could turn the house around. Him and Beth could convince Ty, that's the weak point. If they convince Ty that,
Mhm.
hey, listen, we have the opportunity right now, and Kiefer, to be the final four that we said we were going to be, if he convinces them to do that, they could very well turn on Braden, send Braden home, and then gang up on Tara next week. Okay. I don't
They
think
could.
that's going to
Yep.
happen because I think Kiefer, at this point, I think he's a smart player. I think that he is so smart
I think he's
because
gotten used to it.
if they did try to do that, I think Kiefer understands that he is expendable at this point and that he doesn't have as great of a chance at winning
Mhm.
competitions against them as what he does if Jed has gone home.
Yeah.
So I think,
Mhm.
and I think he could still play with Beth and Ty essentially when Jed goes home. Like he can still, there's still two sides of the house and he can still play those two sides, even though when Jed goes home,
Yeah.
it's the world against Beth at that point.
Yeah.
Which I also
Yeah.
love.
Definitely.
Yeah. So anyway,
I do too, actually.
I'm obsessed with this season. This is phenomenal television.
It is so good.
Like
So good. I love it.
I'm so happy I'm witnessing it. I'm so happy. Jesus, I'm so happy we started this podcast.
I'm happy that we're sharing it together.
I know it's so nice. It's so nice. I love it.
It
I
is.
love it. Okay, predictions for tonight's episode. Because this is Thursday.
I got to be honest with you. While I don't know if it's going to happen, I hope to fuck that he goes home.
Okay,
It's got to be Jed. He's got
I'm
to.
gonna say Jed, yeah. Because they would be, if they keep him at this
Yeah.
point, they're handing him the trophy, like they're handing him the fucking money. Because if they like if you
Yeah.
think about it, if they do keep him, then his resume when he gets to the final two is I used the veto on another person and still stayed in the fucking house. They have no choice at this point.
Yeah. And that's what they need to think of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
They have to get rid of him.
I think we're unanimous that Jed goes home. Okay, we never fucking talked about this. I'm so excited for tonight's episode that I need to watch it live. And I'm not somebody who watches Thursday night live episodes because they're doing a fake out double eviction. So that's something that we never even talked about, Crystal.
How much fun.
But think about this. Jed might not be done. You didn't think about that.
But okay, so this must have been announced in the beginning half of it, was it?
No.
Like, did Arissa announce this in the beginning that I didn't know?
Monday's episode. She said Thursday night, tune in
that?
Thursday. It could have been Thursday nights, whatever it was. They're like, tune in next week. We're going to do a fake out double eviction. So here's what happens to my knowledge. We'll find out like when it airs, but they're going to do the eviction. Then they're going to do a double eviction immediately after it. They're going to send two players out of the house on the double eviction. And then those two players battle each other for one of them to go back in the house.
Oh, my favorite when those things happen.
But so here's the thing.
But then if he comes back, we're fucked.
Exactly. So I forgot all about that being a thing. Until like just now, I literally just fucking jumped back in my head again. So we're all of Canada is watching being like, Jed, you're an idiot. Ha, joke's on fucking you. My prediction is that Jed gets voted out. I'm going to say Beth probably wins veto or the next one and puts like Tara and Braden out.
Next HOH.
Yep. Tara goes home. No, Braden goes home. And then fucking Braden.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah, but Brayden and Jed battle, and then Jed goes back into the house. That's my prediction.
Of course. In which case, then he definitely wins everything.
Like, come on. Although
That's solid.
I feel like using the veto, like, and then coming back, it's like you were lucky to come back. Like, it's still not really a resume move that he used the veto on someone else and is still around if he gets voted out. You know what I mean?
True enough. Yeah. Yeah.
But then it's another win.
I don't know. We'll see.
Right, so.
It is.
Anyway.
Right?
But yeah, okay. I'm going to say that I don't know if Beth is going to be the one to win, but I feel like maybe because she'll have like
I don't think
vengeance.
she'll be HOH. I suspect it's going to be, I would suspect it's going to be either Kiefer or Ty.
Yeah. I want to see Ty
I don't
win
think
one.
it's going to be Beth, and it's definitely not going to be Brayden.
I don't know. See,
I do
if
too.
Ty wins, though, I don't know if he'd put Beth up. But I would like to see him win and put her up.
I think he would at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I'd like
That's
to
what I
see
hope
him.
to see.
All right. I don't know if that's my prediction.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll lock it in. I want to see Ty win. So I'm gonna predict that he's gonna win. He's gonna get one.
Yeah.
One. So all right. So that's Big Brother. Fucking sick all week.
That's pretty much it.
Episode.
Yeah. We'll see if we can go
guys.
like digest all of this.
I know. I gotta sleep on it. I have so many thoughts. Like maybe I'll pop on Instagram tomorrow and do some stories of like my theories. But for now, we have a really shitty connection. So I think it's best if we end it at this point.
We do.
Yeah. So we will figure out our connection because I think it's probably my internet at this point because you're not on Wi-Fi anymore and I still am. So I think I could be the issue, but either way, we'll figure it out. Tune into Big Brother tonight for the live eviction, live fake out double eviction, and then tune into our podcast tomorrow because we've got a great episode coming up about what you would say to your 16-year-old self, and then other off-topic things in between, in true Melissa and Crystal fashion. So check us out for that. And Crystal, guess what? I don't have the music pulled up because I did exit out of it. So we're just going to say goodbye. We're not going to have music to play people out today.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, all right. On that note, thanks everybody for listening. Tune in tomorrow and we will talk to you next week about Big Brother. Bye.
Bye.